The engine is starting up.
For launch. GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps to cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RRN. Putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Welcome to Becoming Universally Aligned. I am your host, Cindy Waghorn, and today we are going to be talking about a different energy modality. It's the Eden Energy Medicine. My guest here today is Shona Baldoni, and she is a certified Eden Energy Medicine practitioner. She's also a yoga teacher and instructor. She's into the sound bowls, tuning forks, all of that. And I think I do have her website. Yes, I do have her website on here. So I would also like to say that please like or follow R.I.F.T Nation Network, where I am streaming off of. So you can find them on Facebook or YouTube, Rumble, I believe, Twitch, all of that. So if you want to follow, we have many shows on, from spiritual to paranormal, all of that. So I'm sure there's something for everyone on here. So I encourage you to do that. So, hi, Mish, how are you? I'm going to now bring on Shona, and we're going to dive right into Eden Energy. Hi, how are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Excellent.
Looks good. I'm just wondering if I can move us so that it's a little bit bigger. Maybe that's good. Does that look better or before?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Okay, good. So it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you for almost a year, I think.
I
over
know it
Zoom.
has been a while.
Yeah. So the Eden Energy Medicine. So can you just tell me a little bit about, just in simple words, what it is?
So, Eden Energy Medicine to me is a really wonderful, well-rounded system. Working with Donna C's 9 energy systems, or that's what we technically, how she's categorized them, all interrelated. So we work with those, and within that, using energy kinesiology to kind of work one-on-one with the client, to help balance out, shift the energy, and get it back into healthy patterns.
Okay. So we were just talking before, so these 9, it's not 9 chakras, it's energy centers other than chakras. Is that right?
Energy systems. Yeah, chakras would be one of those systems.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
for, a lot of people do clearing of chakras. So that is something that we do.
So that's
for,
only one part of it.
yeah, one system. So,
Okay.
if I was to check somebody's chakras, which, right, we often do, I don't do every session. I would test their chakras and see if what was out, out of balance or showing up out of balance. And we can also test the layers as well and work with the layers within the chakras.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been doing this for?
I've been doing this work for about 3 years.
Okay.
So I've gone through, it's a 4-year program if you choose to be an advanced practitioner, and I've gone through the clinical practitioner, so I've gone through 3 years. And then I'm also doing an advanced training with some advanced teachers as well, like a mentoring year this year
Okay.
as well. So working with some other, still tied to the Eden system, but a little bit outside of maybe what Donna teaches.
Okay. And so I was just kind of asking you a little bit earlier too, is so what had Donna gone through, or what was the reason that she developed this method?
Well, so the story, as I understand it, right, as it's passed down. And if you've never seen or met Donna, she's like the sweetest, most she's vivacious and just effervescent, kind of sweet person. But when when she was younger, she was always sick. She had a lot of health issues, and one of the things that she was diagnosed with was MS. And this is when her daughters were really quite young. And she was so sick that the doctors told her to put her affairs in order, that she wasn't going to make it. And at that point, she had young kids. And the thing is that she always has seen energy her whole life, and her mom saw energy. And so it's like a normal thing. So, a lot of us maybe have had, or we can all have the skills to see it, right? But we don't live in a family or a society that encourages it. But she grew up, it was normal, to see energy. And so she just started holding her legs and moving the energy on herself. And she healed herself from MS. And right. So then people want to know, like, hey, how did you do that? So that's when she started working with people. And as she started seeing clients, then she started to see patterns in energies. And when she'd, look up or research the patterns, it would be something like, oh, the chakras. So that comes from the Vedic system. Or, oh, those are meridians. I see that comes from Chinese medicine. So she kind of just took what she saw and started to kind of pull it all together. But she's a really powerful story where she's healed herself and so many other people.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I did not know that at all.
Yeah.
I've seen it advertised a lot, like through social media and things like that. But I had never dove into it to see what it was all about, right? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And she's in her 80s now, which is crazy.
Okay.
And you wouldn't know it to look at her.
She's still teaching, right?
She's still teaching. She has amazing faculty, people who've been with her for decades. Yeah. So my 2 mentors have been doing, each of them, I think, this work for 30 or 40 years as well. So and been following Donna for 30 years. So she'll come in, she and David will come in. They don't always do lectures, but she'll come and do Q&A with us and meet us all and have lunch and do all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so
really
neat.
sweet. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk about the main energy systems then.
Okay. Well, we
Yeah.
mentioned one, chakras.
Okay. Yes. And meridians.
Meridians is going to be another system. Yeah.
Okay.
Within that, and this is something you tapped on a little bit earlier, was that we have the 5 elements, and that 5 elements comes from Chinese medicine as well. So from the ancient Chinese medicine theory. So working with those, the aura. A lot of people are familiar with the aura because a lot of people can see at least parts of it or feel it, or that's like chakras, it's understood. And again, from the yogic tradition, that feels natural to me, right? Because that's where I came from. We have the Celtic weave, which is sort of the outermost layer of the aura, but it weaves in with and all the systems are connected. I mean, even as you know, Cindy, right? Like meridians and chakras connect, they talk. So they all talk, but the Celtic weave, you can think of it as like a weave, right? Of shapes, geometric shapes that weave in to the other systems. How many did we do so far? We did 4 or 5?
4. Yeah.
4. Okay. We've got triple warmer, which we know is as a meridian, or triple burner. Some people call it that.
Okay.
But Donna sees it as a system of itself, because for most of us, truly, it's kind of in protective mode, and it taps into a lot of all of our other energies, connects in. We have the electrics, which would be kind of like thinking about the wiring or the electrical system. So again, that really connects in and taps in. We have the grid, which is a deep structure for the whole energetic system. So that kind of holds, it's almost like the grid, or what do you want to think? It's not the foundation, but like, when you're building a building, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like what's inside the building, right? Like if you were building a skyscraper, it would be like, I think of it like the metal part that they put up first.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a night person, so
yes,
but y'all, you know what I mean. Kind of like scaffolding. Yeah. That's not the word.
Yeah, the beams, the steel beams, all of that. Yeah, I'm not sure what you would call it too, but I can visualize what you're talking about.
So it's that really steady structure that holds, sort of the support, kind of like the bones in the body, and the grid does tap into the bones. Okay. We have the radiant circuits, which also comes from Chinese medicine. So not as many people be as familiar with those, but those are as if not, I wouldn't say more. I don't think any part of it's more important, but as important. We work a lot with the radiant circuits. Did I say them all? I think I might have.
Yeah.
I think we got 9. I think I got them all.
Yeah. Before we go farther, I'm going to jump in and say hello to everybody here. Mm-hmm. We have a bunch of people popping in. Sorry, I'm going to go over here. Okay, so I'm trying to highlight them here. So I know we have Mish in here. She is from Australia.
Hi, Mish.
Oh, here she goes. She's putting the words in our mouth here. Structure.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. Rhonda Harris is here. Rhonda Harris has a show on Sunday night. She's on the Orion. Actually, she has a show tomorrow night too, on R.I.F.T Nation Network.
Nice. Hi, Rhonda.
Yeah. And Denise is here. Where did I see Denise? I think it's moved down. Chat has moved down here now. There she is. Okay. Denise actually is not far from me. Hi, Denise. Thanks for watching. And I think, Michelle Wilfong is joining us tonight too. She's saying hello.
Hi, Michelle. Good evening.
And Michelle has, I think it's on YouTube, a show of her apartment. She has orbs. It's called My Haunted Apartment.
Oh,
It's
cool.
actually very interesting to check out. Mish is also saying the vagus nerve. Does this play a part? So is that your electrical, part of your electrical when you say the vagus nerve?
Electrics are, they're moving within the system. I wouldn't say it's particularly connected to the vagus nerve, but nothing's like not connected, right? The vagus nerve, I would say that has a lot to do with our autonomic nervous system. So I would probably bring triple warmer into that as well, um, just from that fight and flight, because that's a big part of what triple warmer governs for us these days. Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a lot to look at with someone or yourself, right? Like so how do you, when someone comes to you, obviously you would have that interview, that one-on-one, and talk to them, but where would you start with all those different modalities?
We
Or not
start,
modalities, but
yeah, we start with the basics. So the first thing we check generally when I'm testing and working with a client is I'm going to check for hydration, because we know that energy has that electrical component. So we always want our clients to be hydrated. And then I start to check in things like polarity and grounding, if their energy is moving forward, um, checking in if their energy is crossing over. That's a really important, we talked about the Celtic weave being all these geometric shapes. And if we want to heal or really be able to kind of move forward in a way, we need to have the crossover. So that's a big thing. We'll check the connection between central and governing meridians. So a lot of the basics. Check the aura. And first session, I tend to I'll spend more time on the basics.
yeah,
Making sure the aura is not Swiss cheese. A lot of people have a lot of holes and leaks and tears in their auras. So that's important. And then, well, I don't always, but I almost always will check all the meridians. So we can use points that are called alarm points, or we can do specific tests using different muscles to check the meridians themselves, and then
okay,
testing for if there's too much or too little energy.
okay.
But yeah, the very basics, essentially, if anybody's familiar with Donna's daily energy routine, most of it is in there, is what we start to check. And then
Okay.
a little beyond that. Yeah.
Okay. So the first session could be quite lengthy with someone.
Yeah, I usually see clients, usually like my regular sessions will be about an hour. I know some practitioners will do an hour and a half, but my first session is almost always 75 to 90 minutes, because
Yeah.
by the time, like you said, we do some intake and just start to get the basic energetics, because if the basic energetics aren't balanced, it's going to be really hard to get the other stuff kind of in
Yeah.
balance and to stay. So, and I always kind of log what's happening with my clients. So as I see them over time, we start to find, and that's a really important thing, the energetic habits that are really stuck. So if someone's just not staying grounded, it's going to show up. I'm going to give them some, self-care work to do to
Right.
ground. And
Yeah.
then if it keeps showing up, session after session after session, then we know that this is something that we have to maybe dive deeper into and use some different techniques. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. Okay. So you did bring up the homework to send someone home with. So what are some simple practices that people can do at home? Like other than the grounding and things like that. But I think my question is more about for a self-scanning on yourself. What do you do for things like that?
Well, I will energy test myself. And
Okay.
so I just will go through and check everything, and whatever is off, then that's what I'm working. I do a daily energy routine every day. Sometimes I do more, sometimes I do less. but I have kind of a core routine. It's essentially Donna's daily energy routine, which is really easy to find on YouTube. You can just look up,
Okay.
Donna Eden daily energy routine.
Okay.
And there's like a million videos out there. But then, but for my clients, I'm going to either give them something specific from that or something specific, like could have totally different come up, like could be something that came up in the session for meridian or for hormones, or, there's a lot that there's a lot of ways we could go and a lot we can work with. So it really, really depends what comes up. But the daily energy routine is a great thing to do every day.
So just kind of fill me in on that one.
Yeah. So the daily energy routine it's basically what Donna would see with clients that were mostly off. So we do thump on the cheekbones, which is grounding because these are stomach points.
Okay.
And then we go to the end points on kidney, which sit below the collarbone. And
Okay.
these are points that are going to help get the energy moving and flowing and moving a little more directly through in a forward way. We thump over the thymus. And these
Okay.
aren't like taps. I know there's similar points to EFT. EFT comes from a similar, modality. There's acupressure points. I work a lot with acupressure points, but we
Right.
thump pretty firmly on these points. A little lighter on the cheekbones because we're on the face.
Yes.
But over thymus gland, just to kind of build the vitality, it helps to support immunity. And then we go under the armpit, and I got a big sweater on, but right on the side here, and we thump in here.
Okay.
So these are spleen points, and spleen often gets depleted. It's our great metabolizer, so it helps us move out whatever we don't need, and that's not just what we intake like food through our mouth, but it's also experiences. So a lot of
Right.
times these will be really sore on people. And then we'll do some crossover standing, working the aura, the Celtic weave, and then she's got
Okay.
some other moves connecting heaven and earth, and it's a little
That
bit
sounds-
movement based, but it feels good. And once you know it, it literally takes a couple minutes. It's
Right. And so do you have any of those daily practices like on your website also?
I don't have any on my website. I do
Or
have I'm starting to
Facebook
compile
maybe?
like a YouTube channel, which I had. So I think it's just Shona Baldoni. If you search me on YouTube, I have a couple of things that I've started to put up. So people could find some stuff there. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's on my to do, right?
To-do list. Yes, for sure.
Add those in on my YouTube channel. So one of these
Oh.
days it'll all be up there. So you guys can follow it, and then you'll notice when they get up. I see a question.
Oh,
Is that opening up the lymphatic system? That's great. I love this question, Keith, because we do work with neurolymphatics in Eden Energy Medicine, which does work with the lymphatic system. So when we're tapping on these, we're not necessarily targeting those, but we do have neurolymphatic points related to each meridian. And so that is part of what I do as my daily energy routine is I massage them. So for example, like if you go over the curve of the bicep and press in, and again, it's very firm. And then also right at the front of the shoulder, those are kidney neurolymphatics.
okay.
So those are great to work with. You could probably find some charts online if you just look up neurolymphatic points, but I would caution you not to do them all right away because you will feel like crap afterwards because you're moving so much out. So some good ones, kidneys, definitely a good one to work with. And then on the outsides of the legs, I'll stand up right along the outside of the leg. We have large intestine, and you think about large intestines, all about letting go. So I'll literally take my knuckles, and we've got them on the inside of the leg too. Let's see if y'all can see me, and I'll massage really firmly on the legs. That's a really good one to get stuff moving. Okay. So deep breaths too, Keith, is really good for getting lymph moving, right? Because the diaphragm's the biggest mover of lymph. So yeah.
Keith, thank you for watching too. Keith has a show on right before us. That's why we were waiting to connect. Yes. So it is called the Otter's Den. So you can check him out as well.
Perfect.
So that's good to know there, like right under the muscle. That's one thing that I should probably start doing. Now, so that is what I was going to ask too. So you're saying doing too much, so it for the clearing for the lymphatic there.
The neurolymphatics, yeah.
So
When you get used to it, you can do them all. But I do them all every day. But I wouldn't suggest someone do like right away. Just
Yeah.
go in and start, because you'll move so much. You could be fine, but I mean, honestly, I feel like most people will feel pretty like not great afterwards
yeah,
for a
yeah.
couple days. So
Okay.
why overload it, right?
Slow down on the body tapping. You're welcome. You're welcome, Keith. So what else was I going to ask? So I guess though, if you are doing a lot of clearing, it is common for someone to, drink a lot of water and rest after a session. I know when I do sessions, but yours seems like there's a lot more happening. So what is someone going to feel? Like, are they going to feel a profound change afterwards or during the session?
It really depends on the client, and what we're working on. So I have some clients that are super sensitive to energy, and they will feel all kinds of things or see or sense. I'm sure you get that too, right? And
Yeah.
I have other clients that, they don't necessarily feel as much. And I do like to ask them like how they feel after. I mean, one of the things we work with is pain. So, when you're working on someone's pain, obviously reduced pain is at the end of the session, but that's not, I mean, that's only a small part of what I work with. People generally feel I've either sort of like revitalized, or they might feel just more relaxed. And I think it depends on the person. I think it depends on their element, because we all are an element. With those 5 elements, we all have some combination of those elements that makes up who we are. And what we're working on can make a difference too.
Yeah. So it's it's going to turn into a lifestyle like anything, right? That it's going.
I mean, you hope.
Yeah.
That people pick up some of the things and start to notice what feels really good, and what doesn't. Would say that like pretty much all my clients come and see me regularly, so that is part of their lifestyle. They come, anywhere from every other week. If it's something really acute, they might come every week or even a couple times in a week, depends on what we're dealing with. Or some people will come once a month. But yeah, I mean, you hope that they feel good after their session. They see the results. They feel better. Their life is aligning a little more. I've been getting a lot of clients who work on manifesting right now. So that's been kind of fun, rather than sometimes, you get people who've got real serious health issues, because they've kind of run out of options. Like Western medicine isn't really helping them.
Yes. And so that's what I was going to say too. And it sounds like, so that's how Donna Eden developed it, right?
Yeah.
Is because she wasn't getting the answers and I feel like that's how a lot of people actually get into energy work, is by not getting anywhere with the medical field. So,
but I mean, energy medicine is the original medicine.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's a great use for Western medicine. I mean, if I get in a car accident, I want you to take me to the hospital and get me sewn up and my bones set. But then, from the other aspects of it, I want to also have that energy side of it that's helping me heal and getting the energy to reconnect. So Yeah.
Now, so after clearing, so do you get into like herbs or botanicals or anything like that for
I
to
I have
ease?
I have not
Okay.
started doing that. One of the things that we do test is we can test supplements. So I will have a lot of clients that will bring in their supplements so that we can see if what they're taking. But I'm actually in the process of I've been studying Ayurveda on and off over the years, but I'm getting my Ayurvedic what are we going to be called? A coach, wellness coach. So
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
will be. And there's a lot. There's a lot of Chinese herbs and things out there. And obviously the easiest thing, and that's what I love about this work, is I don't have to guess. I can, I can get those herbs and test them. So if I think that there's something that a client needs, we'll test it on them
Okay.
before, and make sure that that's what they need. So
Okay.
again, the energy testing's like really just the key to there's no questions. The body has all the answers. That's the beautiful thing.
Yes.
The client
Yeah.
walks in with all the questions and all the answers in their body. So
Yeah. And just needing to find that, and like for ourselves too, to listen to our body and then to focus on what we are feeling. I think like a lot of the times you just get overwhelmed and you're not sure where it's coming from, right? And
yeah,
then it just kind of snowballs after that. But
yeah.
yeah. Um, so I was wondering too, does it involve I still do have a lot of questions about it because does it involve, like, did you say acupuncture? No.
Acupressure. So
Oh,
I'll
pressure, not
hold
puncture. Okay.
points. Yeah, I use
Okay.
my hands.
Okay.
Sometimes magnets, but mostly,
Okay.
and I'll use my tuning forks on certain points as well,
Right.
depending on.
Okay.
But yeah, just using right here. Those are the most important tools. Right? You know
Yes.
that they're your important
Yeah.
tools too.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Um, okay. So what else was I going to ask? Um, oh, I think I already asked this question, but how does eat and energy medicine um, find emotional trauma in the body? Um, like you were saying about holes in the aura. So there's so many different places where you might be able to find it, right?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I mean, emotions in general, the two places, well, trauma that I would probably go to first, one would be in the five elements,
okay.
because they have related emotions to them. So when there's an emotional component, that's the first place I'm going to look. Even working with meridians, if they're out of balance, I'm talking with a client and I'm like, maybe there's something there with the, liver or gallbladder, and is there anger around something? But that would be a wood element. So wood is anger. So then
Okay.
we can hold specific holds, and try to shift that. We can also check the flow and control cycle of the five elements. And then, as we all know too, I think a lot of us know, with the trauma and the stories, right? We would want to check chakras as well, because there's that whole holding of stories within the
Yes.
chakras
Yeah.
that can also have a relation based on the qualities of that chakra. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What else was I going to ask you too? Sorry, I'm just going to go over my notes. Um, so I think I will ask you this question about how important is it to be energetically resilient in today's world?
Yeah, I mean, I told you before, I think that's a great question. It's
Yeah.
very important, right? Because if we're not energetically resilient, right, our energy and our lives and our physical selves mirror each other.
Yeah.
So if we're not energetically resilient, then we're going to be just more susceptible to all kinds of dis-ease, right? Or
Right.
disease, right? There's
Yeah.
just things are going to feel off maybe, and it can manifest in a million different ways. But yeah, I mean, if you're not energetically resilient, it's just resilience is so important. I even talk a lot about it in my yoga class. Yoga teaches you just physical resilience and mental resilience, right? To be
Yeah.
able to bounce back and not get caught up in an unhealthy stress or fight or flight habit. And the energy
Right.
does exactly the same thing. And that's part of why Donna talks a lot about triple warmer, because triple warmer is that fight or flight. And so triple warmer can get stuck in an unhealthy cycle of like constantly looking out for what's the next danger, and then we're not energetically resilient. And so then we're getting sick or having mental issues or personal issues or all kinds of things.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um, so what else can you tell me about the energy medicine?
It's fascinating. I can say
Yeah.
that.
I think so too. Like, I just have found, um, so obviously I understand why it's a 4-year course for it, right?
Oh yeah. And it's not even like you can do 4 years, but you're still always learning. And even in these 4 years, I'm still taking like classes from my teachers, like my other my year one teachers were amazing, and Dr. Sarah Allen and Deborah Hurt. And I love to take classes with them, even if they're just doing a small class or a little. And that's who I'm doing my year of mentoring with, deep mentoring this year, and learning some things, a little bit outside of what Donna teaches, because they have such vast knowledge. And so I think that's what I love about it, because that's something that I fell in love with. I've been teaching yoga for over 15 years, right? And I've been training teachers for a decade. And I've always tell my students, like, I love about yoga is like when you go through your 200 hour, it's like you get the tip of the iceberg, right? And there's so much more to learn because there's so much
Yeah.
vast knowledge. And then, I've always been curious about energy and have been studying it. I studied chakras with with Anna Day and Judith for a long time, because I was
Okay.
always curious. And in yoga teacher training, you just get like a little taste of the energy
Yeah.
body, right? You understand the subtle body, but you don't understand what Donna teaches.
Right.
And then I feel like I get into Eden and I'm like, oh, another tip of the iceberg is there's just, I mean, I'm sure there's more knowledge that I can, gain over the years than I probably have
Yeah,
time for, but I love it.
I mean, you learn from your clients too, right? Like
100%. Yeah.
every day, every person is different, and it's teaching you. I think that a lot of the times they are brought to you for a
Mhm.
reason, for that learning, for that knowledge, right?
Yeah. I always
Yeah.
ask for clients that are aligned with me, because it's
Yeah.
nice. I love my clients, like
Yeah.
love them. We have such a like fun time together, and it's like you said, we're learning together and
Yeah.
learning about them and their energies. And yeah, it's fascinating. I always say I feel like a little like an investigator.
Yeah.
We get in and it's like, all right, what's happening today?
Yes. Um, so Keith is saying, we got to know how to let things flow and release.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, and in fact, like with the 5 elements, there's a flow cycle and then there's a control cycle. And so, it's all about that. And if our rules of energy would be, and I bet Keith, you probably know that, but that energy needs to move and it needs space to move. So like we just want to think about that, like in order to flow, it has to have space to move. So it's
And
really
I think, so I'm positive that Keith, I'm not sure if he's a Reiki master, but I think he does Reiki for sure. So, and he knows a lot about energy, definitely.
yeah.
Um, this next one here, that past trauma hit. What's next? I'm not sure what that meant for sure, but
I don't know. Maybe he'll clarify.
we learn till we can't, as long as we allow ourselves to, right?
Mm. Yeah. You just have to be open-minded. You can always learn. Yeah.
But I don't know what that is there. I don't know what that was. It looks like an ad for something, but
Maybe.
anyhow.
Yeah, he says yes, miss.
Sometimes we got to sit back and rest in order to allow things to move. Yes, he is
Yeah.
a Reiki master. Good.
Mm-hmm.
I assume so. Yeah. So I guess so the elements. So when I know that when I was working on, is it going in the triangle or the star shape, I guess, is how
Yeah,
you
there's a
look at the
circle and
elements,
then
right?
the star.
Right. Yes.
So,
Okay.
and yeah, there's a whole, I mean, that's a philosophy. And then my mentors are talking about how we're moving back to earth in the middle, which is an interesting as well philosophy. So there's some shifting overall in the energy. But what you traditionally see is the circle, and then there's the star, and you have the water, the wood. Well, yeah, water, wood. I don't know if I'm doing it backwards for you guys, but water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And so, for
Right.
example, metal chops wood, so that would be the star going, and then
Okay.
wood controls earth or stops earth, and earth blocks water, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Water.
And then, so that's different from what I'm thinking. Do you actually visualize that on the body, or
You can
is
actually test it on the
fire?
body. Yeah.
Okay.
But we use it as like, let's say we're working with emotions, I might want to know what's going on. Is the water flowing into wood? Because that's where it would flow. Is the water controlling the fire? So we would check those things to see where there might be a lack of movement in the energy through the 5 elements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. So if I'm going to ask you, I know that we have a bit of time here left. We can talk about some other things. We can get into the yoga too, actually. If someone could take away one thing from what we just talked about today, about Eden energy medicine, what would that one important thing be?
Just about this Eden energy medicine as itself.
Yeah.
I think that I think it's important to take away that it's working with all the energy systems, and through that doesn't really matter specifically which one you work with. They all affect each other. So different practitioners would go maybe in one way, and I might go in a different way. But in the end result is that the energy shifts. So, yeah.
Yes, for sure. And so for each client, have you covered every angle then, or if if you're finding something on someone and it's clear that that's what it is, are you still going through each of the
I won't get through all the energy systems in one session. I
No.
might, it
Okay.
depends what they come in with and what their body's telling me that day. So
Okay.
we may end up working on just what I was talking about, like, is the water controlling the fire, or are the fire and water talking and getting them to talk? is the yin energy moving up the body? We want it up to the heart. Is it getting up there? Because most people, it stops at their shins or their knees. Um, it really depends what they come in with. And a lot of times they'll come in with, oh, I've got this going on today, Shona. And that might help direct me into where I might look. But yeah, I'm definitely not. I think if I wanted to do everything, it would be like a 2-day session.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a lot. So yeah, we work on whatever. And just remember that it all affects each other, right? So sometimes when I'm working with one thing, I might still have something that was out earlier, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to keep poking at it. We'll work in a different way and it'll correct.
Right.
So yeah, you get creative, which is fun, and intuitive, which is fun, but you always check with the testing. So
And Keith says he tends to work with one issue at a time.
mhm.
Yeah. And the one that is, the most relevant for the person too.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually they're coming in with like, oh, I feel tired now. I have a few that they'll come and they feel really good, but all the time, and that's great. And then I'm like, well, let's just see what the body's got going for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and start slow and do more as they get used to it. That is really good, Keith. I will say, the first time a client comes in, a lot of times you can feel the energies like, I don't know if I trust this person yet. I don't trust this other energy yet. So a
Yeah.
lot of times the first session is pretty simple for that reason. And then as they get used to coming in, all of a sudden all this information comes out of the body.
Right.
It starts to trust that I'm there to help versus, it's a protective thing. Again, it's like, this is what's been working for me. I've been staying alive. I'm good, right? And then you go in there and you're like, well, what if we shifted this a little bit? And then once the energy starts to feel like, oh, I like that, I can move here now.
Yeah.
Then subsequent sessions, tend to get a little more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And Keith is saying that too. Repairing
Yeah.
on one thing can affect other things.
100%. Yeah, it's all connected, just like our bodies are all connected.
Mhm.
The physical body, the
Mhm.
subtle body is complicated as well, but it's all connected. Yeah, and they'll hide issues. Yeah, the body will hide it. Yeah, it's funny.
Can more things come up because something was moved?
I mean, I think more likely, Mish, that's just like that's that trust thing again. It's like something's moved and it felt good, and so then all of a sudden it's like, you know what, I'm gonna share this. And my clients that have been coming to me for a long time, it's easy. It's generally the newer clients they've maybe never had energy work done, and yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's becoming more and more, right?
Mhm.
There's becoming more and more that have like had massages or other things, physiotherapy or things like that, and still struggling with old pain, right?
Mm.
Pain from years ago. And now they're coming in for energy work,
Yeah,
right?
because pain's stuck energy.
Yeah, yeah.
So like once you get it moving, then yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the trust thing.
Mm.
That trust thing. They will hide issues, and it's funny because you can pick these things. Sometimes it shocks clients, doesn't it? And that creates trust, I think, because you are mentioning things you are finding,
Mhm.
and you just see them, right? How did you know that? Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I swear.
Yeah. Where they're like,
Right?
I can see
I
that.
think
Oh, yeah. Why did I never think of that? Yeah.
yes. Yeah, when you're finding these things. And I
Mhm.
know, so, and you use the tuning forks on the body as well. Do you use them on the outside, like in the,
Not as much. I use them more to move the energy through the meridians.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay.
Mhm.
And then, so do you have something on the end? Like, do you have an expansion boot, or are you you're
No,
putting
just
forth?
using the end because I mean, meridian points are
Yeah,
tiny.
yes, right.
So I wouldn't want I don't need anything bigger. I just
Okay.
need, yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have some, so the expansion one I use mostly afterwards, and a lot of the times on the bottom of the foot.
Mhm.
And that, but I do have some that have um, like a crystal on the bottom of it, which is
I've seen
supposed to
that.
enhance it too. But I find it's a little bit more comfortable on the body because you can put it into spots
Mhm.
um, without the sharpness of the
Mm,
regular tuning fork, right?
that
So
makes
it
sense.
feels a little bit cooler on the body too.
Mm.
Um, Yes, was thinking you were answering that before. Oh, I think we were talking about that moving, right?
Mhm.
Um, a hoarder of emotions.
Mhm.
And what's he saying here? Doing Reiki, when you touch that heart chakra, they'll twitch a bit. They don't want to face what you're seeing, but need to. A gentle touch is important.
Mhm.
Yes. And so I've noticed that too. Even doing the F tone for the singing bowl. Um, and, people are like, "Ah, I don't, at first it didn't feel good, right? So it's like, well, okay. So let's just talk about that for a minute. It didn't feel good because there was something that needed to be
Yeah,
clear,
there was
right?
something stuck, right?
Yeah,
And so that feels uncomfortable when it starts to
yeah,
move. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So, um, so what is your day like then? Are you teaching yoga and practicing, or do you have certain days that you do
I
one or the other?
I teach yoga 6 days a week.
Oh, okay.
And then I see clients a few days a week in
Okay.
between classes, either depends. Sometimes I teach in the morning, sometimes I teach in the evening. So I kind of fit the client sessions in around um, you know, when I have the time. So it actually works really nicely because I
Yeah.
can teach my classes and then I can come home and see clients or vice versa. Yeah. And
So do you
then
find, I was just going to ask you about the grounding and protecting ourselves, and that this is what everybody needs to learn when you're doing energy work. But do you find, so is it more difficult to ground and protect yourself when you are dealing with so many different areas with Eden energy, or
no,
no?
no. I mean, grounding is, we spoon our feet.
Yes.
I spoon my feet a lot. I do my daily energy routine. If I feel a little off, there's easy, just start to do, whatever I need in the moment. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, there's so many tools in the toolbox. It's like an overflowing toolbox
Yes, I know.
that yeah, it's
It's
easy to keep
such a
yourself
wealth
stable.
of knowledge there. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I laugh because like when I first started practicing yoga, I wasn't grounded at all. I didn't even. I will say that too in teacher training. I'll be like, I used to do triangle pose and I didn't even feel my feet on the ground. So, but yeah, when you learn to ground and you know how good it feels,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
I don't struggle to too much to come back to it. I know when I'm not grounded, can feel it right away. And
yes,
that's usually just when I get like super busy, when I have
right.
like a lot of things going on, whether there's like classes and workshops and training and,
Yeah,
you're like, okay, just take a breath, spoon your feet, tap your cheekbones, all the things. Yeah.
yes. Keep saying we got to keep our own cup full.
Yeah. And it's hard to do when you are, we're all in this field of giving, and that's why we're here, right? Like we know that's our purpose is to heal and to give, but you have to give 100% back to yourself. So you've got to find those practices.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think even doing what you love doing, and like you say, being busy and not having that time for yourself, it does throw you off kilter, right? Yes, I have been telling people about the find a metal spoon and do that, especially this time of year, right? Like,
Always.
yes. Oh, nice. It's right there.
It's right there. Always. I have them everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's my
Yeah,
number one.
and
That's my number one thing I'll always tell people: just spoon your feet. It's like the
yeah,
number one defense against any kind of disease. Just making sure you get that excess charge off the body and feel
yeah,
grounded. It corrects your polarity. So
yes, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
simple, simple.
that's perfect. So do you have anything else that we didn't talk about your website and how people can get a hold of you. I do have it up here. So it's Prondella Wellness. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
.com. Okay. So if anyone wants to look up Shona, she's on Facebook. You are on YouTube and Instagram as well, right? And then you can check out her website here as well. Because tell people where you are. You are
I'm
in the
in
States.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also do remote sessions. So if people aren't here and they're interested in a session, you can do remote work. Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. We got a couple other here. Cup on a saucer, keep that cup full and feed others
I
from
love that.
what spills over.
Yeah. I like that, Keith.
Spoon on the feet, he's not familiar with that. It's just the sensation. And I think I kind of learned that in Qigong. You can rub with your own hand, but the metal, it's something
It's the
about
metal.
metal.
It's a
Yeah.
stainless steel spoon. If that was my foot, the bottom of my foot, I'm just rubbing it all over the bottom of my foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's that simple. You just, I don't know, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Fun.
You'll know, you'll feel it, right? Like it
Mhm.
just feels good.
Yeah, it feels really good. And again, grounds in polarity, and it's simple.
Yeah.
Easy to do.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for joining. She's jumping on late and she was going to watch the replay. And Mish is I think we just answered for Mish too, to use massage with the spoon. Yeah. And it's called the wellspring, isn't it? Like that.
K1 is the wellspring of life. Yeah. That's
Okay.
essentially it's like a suction cup that's pulling the yin energy up. So you are getting that point, but just all over the bottom of the foot. Doesn't have to be particularly that point. But that's one of the points that we test and check to see. And spooning usually helps correct it if it's off.
Yes. Okay.
But I say usually because some people really struggle to stay grounded and keep that point open.
Right. Okay. Well, I thank you so much for coming on with me.
Yeah,
It was
thanks,
nice
Cindy.
to
It was
see
so
you
fun.
again.
Nice to see you too. And
Yeah.
thank you all for being on the chat and all the fun conversation and all of that.
Yes. As we move forward, I'll probably get you on again, maybe in the summertime or something like that, and
great.
we can dive deeper into it.
Sounds
get a
good to
little
me.
bit more information on it. So
Yeah.
One more thing here. Keith is saying metal conducts electricity and the nerves in the feet hit everything in the body. Makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it, Keith.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much.
Yes. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining, and we will talk to you all and see you next week. Thank you.
Thanks again, Cindy. Have a great night.
Thank you. You too.